Hi, everybody, and thanks, Dan, for the invitation. Tatiana and I are happy to be here to talk about USPS Operation Santa and the holiday program for this season. So let me share my screen and we'll get going. So we're going to talk about what it is, how it works, what you need to know, and more importantly, where you can get more information if you need it. Just some very brief background on the program. It began circa 1912. 1940, the Post Office Department allowed letters to be adopted. And all those years in between, it kind of ran its own program. In 2008, customers needed to start having their identity verified to get a letter in person from offices. In 2017, the digital program began with a test in New York City. The next year, it expanded to 7 cities. In 2019, it expanded further to 17 cities and was renamed USPS Operation Santa. In 2020, the program expanded nationwide with Santa's official Postal Service address, and the legacy program ended. What's the legacy program? The legacy program is probably the one you're most familiar with. It made it possible for customers to go into post offices and adopt the letters in person. However, for the last few years, it was only possible in New York City and Chicago for this to happen. The program has ended. There is no in-person letter adoption permitted anywhere. So USPS Operation Santa is a digital program that relies solely on random acts of kindness and the generosity of strangers. And that's the heart of the program. It's 110 years old this year. It continues to be a channel where people can safely and securely help children. And that is the basis of the program. Here's some stats from the entire time we've been digital, and you can see the growth year after year, and that's our goal, to grow year after year to help more children and families have a happier holiday. So we have a whole bunch of infographics that we're going to be showing you, including this one that's on the screen, and it's how to write a letter to Santa. If you put the letter in an envelope, these are basic instructions, and you'd be surprised how many people don't understand the basics. So you see the return address is number 1, the Santa's mailing address, 123 Elf Road, North Pole, 88888. That is his official US satellite workshop address. It gets seamlessly forwarded to a location in mail processing. A first-class stamp is needed. The letters don't need to be addressed specifically to this address. We are encouraging customers to do that. If they are addressed just to Santa, they will still get there because the rec site's going to forward them, but the envelopes must have a postage stamp. And the letters can be from any city, state, town in the US, including Puerto Rico and the US Virgin Islands. Valid letters are posted on the site once they are processed, and the process is labor intensive. It includes opening, reading, verifying, copying, redacting, and coding each letter. All personal identifiable information, the PII, is redacted before posting. And tens of thousands of letters can't be posted each year because they don't contain a legible, accurate, or complete return address. If the software shows that the address is an apartment building, but there's no apartment number, that letter cannot be posted. We've had too many packages returned, and it becomes labor intensive in a whole different way. And frankly, it's gut wrenching to see all of these packages returned. We don't confirm receipt of letters. We don't confirm if a letter has been adopted, and there is no guarantee the letter will be posted or adopted. Customers need to believe in the magic of the season, and that's what we tell them when they ask. So we're asked all the time if there is an age limit, and there's not. Anyone can write a letter to Santa. Everyone needs to believe in the magic of the season, and they can wish as big as they want. We get a lot of complaints because some of the letters are wishing for really big things, and this is the time of year people can wish for really big things. Here's a little graphic. We have 2 slides here on the process, just a kind of an infographic thing. The customer writes the letter, sends the letter, mail processing forwards it to Santa's address. The letters are open, reviewed. The customer registers on the website. We're going to get into that in a minute. Customer has identity verified, and then customer adopts the letter and gets an adoption package. The package shipping process The Operation Santa securely stores label image and data, address data in Label Broker in that QR code. The customer brings and presents the QR code to the post office. RSS uses Label Broker data to plus weight to calculate the postage, and the retail associate labels the pieces after the customer pays postage and after they leave. On November 14th, the website's going to open for registration and ID verification. Last year was the first time we separated this, where everything isn't opening at the same time, and it helped. So customers have a 2-week window to go in and create their account, even if they created one last year. They have to create an account. They'll have an opportunity to get their IDs validated online, but if they receive a prompt on the screen saying they cannot be verified electronically, and there's a whole bunch of reasons why that would happen, they can go to a participating post office. They will be emailed a barcode and the location of the nearest post office where this can happen. The customer takes the code into the post office with a valid ID. If they don't want to go in person, they cannot adopt a letter. If they cannot get verified in person, they cannot adopt a letter. So on November 28th, the website opens for letter adoptions. When a customer adopts a letter, they're sent an adoption confirmation package. And in that packet, it includes very detailed instructions and a Label Broker QR code. Label Broker is the foundational technology for this program. It makes it possible. It protects the letter writer's personal information and allows customers to send packages to letter writers anonymously. The same QR code can be used to ship multiple packages. This has been confusing. The code is given to the retail clerk with the package or packages. The retail clerk scans the code and a shipping label is generated. More than 19,000 RSS post offices can scan these codes for USPS Operation Santa. And customers must pay postage to ship gifts. This is not a free program. They must pay postage, and they must use priority mail, but it doesn't have that. The gifts don't have to be in branded priority mail boxes. A lot of times customers were told they had to rebox their gifts in branded boxes. That is not the case. It just has to be shipped priority mail. For this season, we've already begun accepting letters. We put out a press release on September 15th announcing that we are accepting them 6 weeks early. So we have more volume. Last year, we had about 2,500 letters when the site opened, and they were adopted in 5 to 10 minutes. So we are hoping we have a lot more volume when the site opens on November 28th. And again, November 14th, the site opens for registration and ID verification. The 28th, it opens for letter adoption. On December 12th, it's the last day to send letters to Santa. They must be postmarked by December 12th. And December 21st is the last day to adopt. The website will close that evening. And we have some infographics that are going to be posted. We're going to show you where they're posted, but this is an infographic showing just what the dates are, and a QR code that's going to take you to the holiday newsroom site for Operation Santa, not the USPS OperationSanta.com site. And we're going to be actively promoting the program through the season. We've actually been actively promoting it for about a month now. Media coverage with 3 national press releases, and there might be another one. The September 15th one announcing it, the 14th announcing registration, and the 28th announcing that the site's open. We're going to have infographics. We already have these infographics in English and Spanish are going to be posted on the web, USPSOperationSanta.com, and the holiday newsroom. It's how to write a perfect letter to Santa, how to adopt a letter from Santa, and how to ship a Santa package, and you'll see these in a second. And promotion on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Santa has all 3 of those, so please follow. And we will be doing presentations to anybody that wants to hear us. Here are the 3 infographics I showed you, and they are all 3 translated in Spanish. Only RSS post offices can verify identity and ship packages, but what about the other offices? How can they participate? We get this question a lot. If you are in an RMPO office, you have a big role. You can educate your customers about the program, explain the process, share the infographics, encourage them to write the letters, accept their letters, and put them in the mail stream. We've had a lot of offices saying they have their own program and they don't participate in the national program. Give them information about adopting letters, tell them where they can get additional information, and suggest they spread the word. And we know many of you are very passionate about this program or the program that you have been running in your office. And you can personally respond to letters addressed to Santa only if the envelopes do not bear postage or if the letters are received after the cutoff date. So if you receive envelopes that don't have postage addressed to Santa, you can respond to those. Or if you receive them on December 13th and afterwards. Otherwise, the letters are first-class mail and they need to be put in the mail stream. And just so you know, there were many complaints last year about children receiving letters from local post offices and not getting gifts from the program. So customers don't understand that we're promoting a national program where they might get gifts and they get a letter back from their local office. So it's so important with the communication here. And we've been working so hard for a number of years now to get this information out. And there is an internal aspect of this program. We would never take that away. The internal aspect is too important, and it's got such a long history with the organization. But only current employees can have access to letters to Santa that haven't been redacted. A lot of offices have been bringing in retirees to do this. That can't happen. There is a privacy issue to this that is very, very important. Letters sent to Santa without postage can be adopted by postal employees. Handwritten letters and/or thoughtful gifts can be sent to the letter writer through the U.S. mail. No cash or gifts can be solicited or accepted from customers. And we had to include that because it's been happening. Because this is a Postal Service sanctioned program, G10 use is permitted for responding to letters addressed to Santa with a letter. So if you're responding to letters with a letter, you can use a G10. Packages of gifts sent in response to the letter writer must contain proper postage. G10 use is not permitted for packages. Envelopes and packages are to be delivered by the carrier responsible for that route only. No personal delivery of letters or packages to residences by letter adopter is permitted. And that's a security issue. So to make it easier to respond to the letters, we have templates. We have a whole bunch of templates on the Postal Communicators Toolbox, and I hope you are all aware and have been using the Postal Communicators Toolbox. All the content that you see on this site has been cleared and you can use it internally and externally. For the purpose here, we have a middle section of the site that is titled 2022 Holiday Information. And if you see where the arrow's pointing, you have USPS Operation Santa response letters. And they're very cute and they're formatted. And you have the link here to find Postal Communicators Toolbox. If you're not familiar, it's under Essential Links on blue, or the URL is right there. And here are two of the templates. I think there's 15 on the site, and here's two of them. And this is where you find USPS Operation Santa information. This is the site, USPSOperationSanta.com. And I encourage you to look at it. There's a lot of information. There are a lot of things that you can download. There's a lot of information on the site that is shareable as well. The Holiday Newsroom also has an Operation Santa feature. This is where you can find external facing information. And this year, for the first time, retail has a very large Operation Santa presence. So you have stand-up talks, you have training, you have Learn and Go. We gave, I think, 3 Learn and Grow presentations last year, a whole list of updated FAQs. I think there's 7 or 8 pages of them. Letter writing kits, all the templates, the things that we've talked about here, all of these things are on this site. And here's where you can also get additional information. So this page has everything that I just talked about, all the URLs and the names of the sites. And Tatiana is going to go over holiday communications.
Okay, thank you, Sue. So Sue briefly touched on the Holiday Newsroom, and this is really our one-stop shop for all external information. And if you haven't checked it out, please check it out, because it's a lot of fun. There's some great animation, and don't forget to click on that little mailbox, because you'll be in for a nice treat. We have press releases, fact sheets, infographics, and as Sue mentioned, the Operation Santa, the North Pole postmark, and some really nice countdowns by class of mail, a package counter. So a lot of information on there, and it's updated pretty much weekly, if not daily, it's weekly. And there's also some blog-like articles that are posted weekly, and these are great. Each week we post one on Monday, and it's called The Holiday Happenings, and those can be shared. And it's just a really easy read for some good information about the holidays. And these are 4 new postmarks that are going to run simultaneously to cancel stamps from November 26th to December 30th. And every year we do a new holiday cancellation. And these are 4 that are just a lot of fun. They're very whimsical, and they really mirror the elf stamps. So it's a lot of fun. And look for these on all holiday letters and all cancellations. So there something we're really excited about this year. We're going to start with 5 holiday related informed delivery ads. And there's going to be one run each week beginning the week of November 7th. One of the ads will promote shipping deadlines. One will be Operation Santa. There's going to be one for new stamps and stamp-related merchandise, shipping tips, and inspection service tips. And as in all informed delivery ads, there'll be a click-through that will take you to a URL. So for example, for the stamps and stamp-related merchandise, it'll take you to the postal store so that customers can actually order stamps or stamp-related merchandise directly from the postal store. So these are really very whimsical, very attractive looking informed delivery ads. And as Sue said, we have some shareable graphics also. So infographics are just a really nice pictorial way to deliver a message. Since a lot of people don't like to read a whole lot, this is a nice way. It's just very graphic, very bright, and it has all the information in just a nice format. And here's the know the deadlines, don't get Scrooged. That's a very, very popular one, and it's a lot of fun. And also the all of the holiday stamps. And this is a real favorite of ours. It's how Postal Service packages are processed. And a lot of customers and even postal employees want to know how do we process our packages? And this takes you through step by step how from acceptance to delivery, what happens with the package. So it's a fun thing to do. Print it out, check it out, print it out, and give it to customers and employees. And here's another one. We had a lot of requests for this. This is resources to help with hectic holidays, and it has basically every single website that has information. This is all external, things where customers can go to find out more about what's going on for the holidays and for peak season. And we have 3 MAT articles this year. And a MAT article is basically, it's an article that's distributed nationwide to community newspapers and their respective websites. They're translated in Spanish and disseminated to community Hispanic newspapers as well. And an example would be The Patch, which is an online kind of website. And we have one going out on November 14th, and that's the first one, tips for a stress-free holiday. The next one would be inspection service tips, and the last one is delivering the holidays. So if you see these out there in some of the weeklies or online, that's what the MAT story is. And this is kind of dates you should know. As you can see, we've already been working. Some of them are crossed out, but the next thing coming up is the Postal Bulletin Holiday Edition that comes out next week. Then we have USPS.com goes live for the holidays, so it has a lot of holiday information there. Our screensavers, we have 2 series of screensavers. The first one runs starting November 11th, and it has some good information on there. We also have our press release for Operation Santa about registration opening. We have our first MAT article posting on November 14th. The second Postal Bulletin on November 17th with more holiday information. Another MAT article on November 21st about the inspection service tips. Then we have Cyber Monday. National Holiday Postmark begins on the 26th. Press release on Operation Santa adoption opens on the 28th. Our third MAT article on delivering the holidays on the 28th. And then go to December, we have a press release on retail operating hours. And we have our second holiday screensaver starts. And then we have our press release on the busiest week. So as you can see, there's a lot of stuff going on, and it's all out there for you to find on the Holiday Newsroom, as well as our internal sites. And once again, this is Postal Communicators Toolbox. So not only are things on the holiday newsroom, they're also on this one here. So this is internal facing, so it's only for postal employees, but everything is there, and a lot of information. Check it out and download all of these different things. And even the Zoom backgrounds that you can see Sue and I are using, which are very cute, are right there for you to download. And holograms, check those out. And there's going to be much more. Check the websites often. We update it regularly, as I said. And we want you to be able to have all the resources that you need to make the holidays the best. So thank you.
And thank you so much. If you have any questions, you can let Dan know, and he will let us know. So we really appreciate your time, and happy holidays.
Thank you.